So we're still sharing, looking at Proverbs chapter 10, verse 1. It talks about the fact that what a wise son or a wise child and a foolish son or a foolish child reflects of the father and mother. And we're here talking about the different phases of that child growing up, which could result on either that child becoming wise or foolish. When the life continuum is not well matched with the phases in parenting, it'll be a failure. You probably have a foolish child, right? When that child is dependent, our place is to parent. Our place is to do almost everything for that child as that child is growing, because that child needs us. That child needs us, right? That child needs us. The word is need, not want, need, because that child is dependent. That child is just learning how to talk, learning how to abandon that child at that point in time. That child will still survive, but will be deficient. Will be deficient, and doors will be damaged in one form or the other, which will affect that child in other phases of life, right? So if we don't give that child all that child needs at that point of dependency, we damage that child in such a way that in a negative way, because one way or the other, that child will learn to survive by him or herself. That child will learn to ways to make up for the deficiency, which might be less than appropriate for that child's right development, right? So from that place of dependency, that child gains independence, because now that child can do a lot of things, him or herself, right? If we try to parent at that point in time, right? First of all, we're going to cause a schism between us and our child, because that child does not want to be treated as a child at that point in time, because it's no more a child. It's no more a child. He has grown. The years have done something to that child. When that child is in the teenager years, you see, they just want to give you one word answers, because they are growing. As much as they are independent, they're still trying to find themselves. They're trying to find an identity for themselves. And somehow the way you relate to them will either enable that or disenable that. You either become their friend or their enemy. The way you understand the struggles that are going on within. Are you adding to that struggle, or you're trying to help them calm the storm that is taking place on their inside? The way you engage them at this time will determine what they eventually become, and how much of who you are they take or they abhor. Then we have made a lot of our children not want to be like us, because we have wrongly engaged them. We have wrongly engaged them so much they detest who we are. They detest the results that we have, and they have sworn to themselves never to be like us, because we have wrongly engaged. We are parenting when we should be coaching. We're coaching when we should be parenting. We're mentoring when we should be coaching. This has to be rightly aligned. Otherwise, you will not have a wise child. You will have a foolish child. You have a deficient child. You will have a damaged child, right? Damaged wrongly, right? So we need to understand that, right? Life continuum is dependency, independency, interdependency, and we need to rightly engage to be able to get the right result in our children. When they at that stage, when they come on and they are dependent, it's a time to parent, give everything, be there, protect them, watch them. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he ought to go. And when he's old, he will not forget that. That time to invest that 100% is that time when the child before he becomes independent, before he goes into the teenage years, because he's becoming more dependent as he goes into that. Invest your parenting skills in your child. Invest your parenting skills in your child most before that child is 7, because when that child is 7, that child begins to ask questions. The best time to invest in your child is before age 7, because before age 7, that part of the brain, has not fully formed where they question you. They can take everything you say, hook, line, and sinker. But when that part of the brain is developed, that part of curiosity, they're going to question everything you say. They're not going to take everything you say anymore, hook, line, and sinker. Right? So the best time to invest your parenting skills is before that child is 7. After 7, you need to be reducing your parenting and doing more coaching. Reduce parenting, more coaching. Reduce parenting, more coaching. Reduce parenting, more coaching. We'll continue tomorrow. God bless you. Thanks for coming.